Hello fellow travelers, we're John and Ari, and for this video we chose 11 of the worst reviews of the Margaritaville Island Reserve Cap Cana. We'll compare them with our stay to see if they're right, to help you decide if this is the right Punta Cana resort for you. This first review reads, "This resort states it is adults only, but a family section is attached and you will see kids all over the place. There are few areas that are adults only. Thankfully, the main pool we used being one, not as separated as other resorts I've been to with a family section and adult section." This is true. The Margaritaville consists of two separate hotels, the Margaritaville Island Reserve Cap Cana Hammock, adults only, and the Margaritaville Island Reserve Cap Cana Wave, which is family friendly. Each hotel has its own lobby and separate profiles on sites like TripAdvisor or Expedia. However, we found them to be the same resort with two sections. You can come and go as you please between the sections. There are amenities like the main pool and restaurants like rum runners that only adults can use. Other than that, we consider the Margaritaville Cap Cana one resort. This reviewer says everywhere you look, they're trying to upsell you on food, drink, and the Charisma membership. If you don't purchase the membership, they act like you don't exist. In our experience, the resort staff was very friendly and attentive. We booked the cheapest room available and we're not prestige travelers, and every staff member we interacted with was super nice. This reviewer complains about the drinks being inconsistent. One bartender will put tequila in your daiquiri and the next will blend your martini with ice. We tried many drinks during our stay and the bartenders did a great job. The drinks were good regardless of the bartender and the bar, which for us shows they do an excellent job at standardization and training. This guest says bartenders are forgetful and slow, even being a big tipper, maybe due to staffing issues, but the pool bar takes forever to get a drink at, and often drink requests are forgotten, so you're without a drink for a bit. We've definitely experienced what this reviewer describes in other resorts we've stayed in, the most recent one being the TRS Cap Cana, but this was not the case during our stay in the Margaritaville. Service at the different bars was fluid. We know picking a Punta Cana resort can be overwhelming. We've stayed in 14 of them so far and aim to stay in all of them, so subscribe if you want help choosing the perfect Punta Cana resort for your vacation. This reviewer complains about the beach shoreline being similar to a quarry. Sand beach is not accessible on the resort property. There is indeed a rocky section of the beach, but as you can see in this video, just a few steps to the left, the beach is clear of rocks. We saw several reviews mentioning rocks on the beach and saying the beach is unusable, but based on what we saw, we find these reviews puzzling. There's a possibility that the floor in the water is rocky, and this is what they mean. Since we didn't go in the water, we can't confirm this, but there were no visual cues that this was a rocky bottom beach. Another possibility is that based on the review dates, Hurricane Fiona, which affected Punta Cana on September 2022, brought rocks to the beach, and this is what these reviewers experienced. They go on to say that the pool is extremely cold. This reviewer stayed in the Margaritaville in January. We visited in February and can confirm that the pool water was cooler than usual in the main pool. Most likely, this is due to its enormous size and, of course, the time of year. Pool water temperature is subjective, as some people might consider this cooler temperature perfect while others, like this reviewer and us, find it cold. During the summer months, pools get pretty warm, and by September they can even be uncomfortably warm for many people due to the scorching Punta Cana sun. Since the pool water was cold for our taste, we preferred the nearby hot tubs during our stay. This person is a big foodie traveler and was excited to experience a new resort brand and the food by Margaritaville Charisma Resorts. What a letdown! We must disagree with this review because we loved the food at the Margaritaville Cap Cana. Almost everything we tried during our stay was very tasty. The food options at the lunch buffet were extensive. There were many salad and meat options, cheeses, charcuterie, pasta, and pizza. They also offered different cuisines like Mexican, Dominican, and Asian. The sweet options were also varied and everything looked and tasted great. The buffet was also great for breakfast. This is the best breakfast buffet we've tried so far in Punta Cana. The variety was fantastic and everything we tried was delicious. Like in the lunch buffet, many cuisine options catered to the breakfast preferences of different cultures. One thing we didn't like at the breakfast buffet was that there were no eggs available as part of the buffet other than the hard-boiled eggs. You must ask for eggs at the omelette station if you want eggs other than hard-boiled. This is cumbersome and can create a traffic jam in the omelette station since eggs are a breakfast staple in Western cultures. The food at the a la carte restaurants was even better. The food at the Italian restaurant Frank and Lola's was delicious. We tried the fried calamari, tomato soup, aglio and olio shrimp pasta, and vegetable risotto. We loved every single plate of food we had there. At the Land Shark restaurant, John tried the teriyaki salmon, which he thoroughly enjoyed, and I had the artichoke dip. It was a bit too runny, but tasted fantastic. This review mentions the buffet being only open for breakfast and lunch, no dinner buffets, only Saturday. This is true. While we didn't miss the buffet for dinner because the food was very good at the a la carte restaurants and there is a good variety of them, we prefer it when the buffet is available for all 3 meals in all-inclusive hotels. Some nights you want to go in and out instead of being waited and ordering from a menu, and this option gets taken away from you if the buffet is closed. This review reads, entertainment left a lot to be desired. Other places that we stayed had entertainment or shows to go to. This place had different bands playing outside of the bars. Same music, just a different band. Very disappointed. During our stay, a band played American rock music by Punch Bar after dinner as night entertainment. If you've been to Punta Cana resorts before, you know many of them offer different night shows like magic acts, circus nights, singing and dancing. And this was missing in the Margaritaville. It comes down to personal preference. If you like more elaborate night entertainment, you should consider another resort option. This person writes, they tell you when you arrive you do not need to make reservations when going to restaurants. Please make sure to call the restaurants and reserve. They go by your bracelet color and you will be waiting for over 30 minutes. We didn't have any issues dining at any of the restaurants. We waited for our table at the Italian restaurant for about 2 minutes. We can see how wait times could be longer depending on how full the hotel is and when you show up for dinner. For example, waiting times will be shorter early and later in the evening and longer from 7 to 8 p.m. when most people arrive at the different restaurants. This review reads, it says all-inclusive. Yeah, right. Some restaurants you must pay. Correct. While most restaurants are included in the hotel fare, Alambic, a designer restaurant with a menu specially designed by a chef, is not. We've also read from multiple sources that there are some steak dishes that you need to pay for in the steakhouse. While some guests might be surprised when they encounter something not included in an all-inclusive resort, this is standard practice. Things like premium drinks, some restaurants, and the spa are not included in most Punta Cana resorts. This reviewer says there is no stocked mini fridge. They give you a certain amount of points you can utilize for stocking it at a mini market that had no selection. The minibar works in a unique way at the Margaritaville. The hotel only provides water in the minibar, and you can shop for supplies at an on-site store called Joe Merchants, using resort points allotted to your room. Points are included in your stay and are loaded onto your wristband upon check-in. Points are given based on room category and number of nights booked. You can then spend those points on provisions at Joe Merchants. We disagree with the reviewer when they say there is little selection of items. You can choose from traditional minibar offerings as well as premium beverages, snacks, and charcuterie items. We had 2,000 points to spend and bought 2 Budweiser beers and 2 Coke Zeros. At first, we saw this method as the hotel trying to save money, but we now see it as a great way to customize your room's minibar according to your taste and give it some variety during your stay. Now click on this video to see our full and unbiased experience at the Margaritaville Island Reserve Cap Cana.